Morning. Do you have 5 minutes to kill? Do you have 5 minutes to kill?
No, I don't.
Okay. No worries.
What is it?
I just do 5-minute interviews with random people.
Do I have 5 minutes?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you said, do you have one of these 5 something?
No. I just do, you want to do one of them? Okay, cool. Are you okay if I record it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. My name's Eddie, by the way.
Eddie?
What's your name?
Anabel.
Anabel.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, is that
Anabel.
Okay, cool. Thanks for stopping.
Yeah.
So, what I like to do is talk to people about a belief that they hold and that they really think is true. Ooh, that's wind. And then I just ask questions to kind of uncover how you got to that belief.
Okay.
Cool. So just give you an idea of like usual topics. People kind of go the supernatural route. Some people talk about politics sometimes, but usually it's more like spiritual or something to do with like supernatural stuff. So like I believe in karma. I think karma's the thing. I saw a ghost. I believe prayer works. I believe in a God. Something like that. But typically the conversations that are more interesting are the ones that kind of inform you on a daily basis. Maybe like who you are and stuff like that. Those tend to be more interesting. Is there a belief that you want to talk about?
Well, I believe in God.
Okay, we can talk about that. I never want to assume. So, which God do you believe in?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, yeah. I want to get a sense of how confident you are that Jesus exists, and 0% is I have all questions, no confidence in the belief, and 100% is I have no questions, all confidence that he exists. What do you think you would?
I would say 80.
80. Okay.
Yeah.
80%. Okay. That's still pretty high. What gets you to 80%? What's the main reason?
That I believed in the Evangelio, which is the death, the death, the burying, and the resuscitation of the God. It's I don't know how you call it in English. Sorry.
Is that like the resurrection? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I believe in the.
Or is that something different? I don't know.
No, it's all three. It's
okay.
The death, the.
Oh yeah.
I just don't know how to.
Yeah.
I mainly attend a Spanish church. So.
Okay.
I don't feel very confident talking about it in English as much, even though I'm very fluent in both.
Okay.
And I grew up going to a Spanish church, so I know most of all my church stuff in Spanish.
Okay. So you're talking about like the concepts they're mainly in Spanish, so you don't necessarily know the translation?
Correct.
Oh, okay. So I think what you're saying is you're talking about the death, resurrection, and of Jesus, right?
Correct, and the forgiveness of our sins.
Okay. And so that is the main reason why you believe he exists.
Yeah, because he died for us, and
okay. I just wanted to repeat it back, so if I'm getting it wrong, let me know.
Because he died for all our sins, and we had a second chance at that point.
Okay, let me write that down. Okay. All right. So, how did you go about discovering the resurrection and all that?
Church. I mean, I've attended church since I was born, so I kind of grew up in there.
Okay.
So that is all I know.
Okay. Do you think it's possible that, let's say, you and I were born in a different country, and they had different beliefs, like let's say, like we were born in India, and we were brought up in a household that were Hindus, and they taught us about that. We went to the temple. Is it possible that we could be having the same conversation in India, and you would be telling me you're 80% confident in a different God? Is that possible?
I think it all depends on where God put you. I mean, it's your own belief where you were born.
Mhm.
If we could possibly be having this conversation, who knows their customs? Probably not.
The-
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I guess would you say it's possible that if you were born in India, you could be believing in a different God with an 80% confidence?
Yeah.
Okay. If the reason why you believe in Jesus as opposed to maybe like a Hindu God is largely to do with how you were raised and the place where you were born, what does that say about the truth of the belief?
Well, it's whatever. I guess it's whatever you want it to be. What you feel in your heart, it is. I feel 80% just because I don't know how to express.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you would ask me something about the Bible, I wouldn't feel really confident telling you where it is and the explanation of it and all that. But I grew up there, and I feel like that does, of course, influence what you believe in. But
Yeah.
I've since in the past 2 years have left the church,
Mm-hmm.
and I still believe what I believed in church. I'm just not
A part of the church.
part of the church or close to the
Yeah.
church at this point in my life, but that didn't change my belief
Right.
in there. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think it's possible that someone could be believing in Jesus here, and someone could be believing it in a Hindu God over there, and they could both be correct?
I don't think so.
Okay. So it's
Because they would truly only believe in one. Like, I know if they'd be here and over there, their heart would tell them which one they would feel is the greatest, I guess.
Yeah. If, let's say, there was like a girl over here and she was raised in India and she like came over to America and so she has her beliefs and you have yours, how would we kind of go about discovering which one was true?
I think it'd be a matter of bring your Bible,
Mm-hmm.
and the other bring their Bible,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of try to not discredit the other, but show their point with their proof and her point with her proof.
Okay.
If that say.
Okay. So what would be an example of something that you would that would tell us which one was true or false? Like if you were reading her book, and like what would you read to go, oh wow, your religion is true, your God must be the real one, and vice versa? Like what are we looking for when we read both books?
Well, I guess the background of it, like if the history of it, to see
Mm-hmm.
what kind of history they come about, theirs and us, like before Christ, how it all played out to be the Bible, because it was written by a man. So
Mm-hmm.
I've always wondered, could they have left stuff out? Could they have put stuff in? But
Yeah.
God says that He worked through them to make the Bible. So
Okay.
I guess in that sense, we believe that through those men, God wrote us. So we believe it must be true because it came from Him.
Okay.
Now, I know no history of the other,
Yeah.
but if they'd bring it up, we could
Yeah.
compare. I guess this has never been, doesn't go, when you try to do that, some of the times the disagreements doesn't go very well.
Okay.
One person gets upset or,
Yeah. So let's say that you did read the Hindu scriptures or whatever it's you call it. Let's say you read that, and let's say their history was more accurate or something like that. I think that's what you're saying, if the history is correct.
Mm-hmm.
If you read the book and their history was actually more accurate, would that cause you to, like, would you stop believing in Jesus and maybe believe in their God?
I don't think so, because it's been engraved in me.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I may have discovered that they are true, I would let it be the judgment day for it to be decided at that point, you know, on
Interesting.
Judgment Day, which one was true. It's kind of like you stay loyal to your faith, and you may wonder, because I've wondered, okay, why is Baptist, why is, you know, all of this, because I'm Christian.
Yeah.
We're non-denominational, Churches of Christ, that's where I go.
Okay.
And you know, we don't do any instruments in our service, we don't do any of that, just a cappella. Anyways, well, if they would show me with proof, and I studied it deeply,
Yeah.
even though maybe I would agree, okay, well, that's legit, I think since it's been engraved in me, I would stick to my faith and wait for
Okay.
Judgment Day to decide.
Okay. Let me repeat back to what you're saying, just to make sure I understand it, and if I'm not, just like, no, that's not what I'm saying. So are you saying that even if you read the book and it all checked out, and you understand that that's true, you would be like reluctant to give up your faith for, even though you know theirs is true, you would, okay.
Because I know mine is true. As
Oh,
well. Because
okay.
I know mine is true, not because they disproved mine.
Mhm.
Now, if they disproved mine, I think I would be reluctant to accept, and I would try to find something.
Yeah.
That, you know, but if
So you think that both of them could be true?
they could.
Okay.
I really, you know, I don't know. I've wondered that several times. But I would stick loyal to my faith and wait for Judgment Day to decide if,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
if maybe we're both.
Yeah.
And it was just,
Do you think there's there's a situation in which, like, a religion is so different and so at odds with other religions that they can't possibly both be true because they're so different? You know what I mean?
I think
like,
they're similar. It's just,
like, for example, like I think the Hindu religion believes like it's got to be like over 100 gods, so they have like multiple, and I'm trying to think of a situation in which they could both be true. You know what I mean?
well, it's kind of hard because I grew up reading, you know, the Holy Bible.
Yeah.
And he specifically says on several occasions that he is the God.
Mm-hmm.
So, even if they want to say that there's plenty gods, he's still the God.
Would you
know?
If they read you a part of their book and said, well, here it says there are many gods, and it says in our book that there is, do you think that would be compelling to you that there are?
No,
Okay.
because it's been engraved in me that there's only one God. So
Okay.
even if they tell me, well, there's a God of the sun and a God of the thing, I have been taught and have read it myself in my Bible that he is the God.
Right.
That controls it all. So
if you kind of maybe gave them the Bible and showed them that verse and explained to them that there is only one, but they seemed ingrained in their religion and kind of like stuck to their book, and history isn't really something, like, let's say we showed them the Bible, Bible's history, and they said, okay, well, that all checks out, but I'm still going to believe what I believe because that's the way I was raised. Is there any other way besides maybe looking at the history that we could figure it out? Because they're ingrained and you're ingrained, and no one really we can't come to an agreement of how we would figure it out. Would there be maybe a different way, or is it possible that we just can't be sure?
I don't think you can be sure. I
Okay.
think it just all boils down to your faith, what you believe in, and wait to the end to find out.
Okay. If you have to wait till you die to really find out, how can you be 100% confident that you're correct?
It's just I guess it just all depends where you grow. I mean, you know, I didn't grow up Catholic, and most people from my culture are. they believe in the Pope and all
Yeah.
of that. I just never grew up
Yeah.
in that environment, so I don't believe that's true. But could there? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those things that you have to wait to the end to really know, and you have to just have faith that you'll
Yeah.
make it.
Do you think?
Hoping that you make
Yeah.
it, because you don't know, I guess.
Right. Do you think maybe if we recognize that we can't really, there's no way for us to really know for sure, and they're all so very different that they all can't be true, do you think it's maybe a better approach if we are open to being wrong, or open to other possibilities? Or do you think it's better that we just, whatever we've been raised with, we stick with?
Open. That doesn't mean that your faith will change.
Yeah.
It could possibly change. It just depends how strong you are in what you believe in.
Yeah.
And what you want to perceive as truth and not. It just depends on the individual. People change religions all the time.
Mm-hmm.
From Catholic to Christian to Baptist to Methodist to. I think it just, what boils down to is be good.
Yeah.
Do good for others and yourself, and hope that what you believe in the end will, from what you did in this earth, will save you in the end.
And this is, we've gone over 5 minutes, and I'll try to keep it to like one more question. I hope I'm not keeping you too long.
Fine.
Okay, cool. Is it possible that maybe, let's say, a Hindu girl could be doing everything that she knows to get her, like the way she lives her life, she's doing everything she knows how to do to be a good person, and because she was raised in a different religion, she could possibly be not make it into heaven simply because she just didn't know the right things to do?
She didn't grow up in the right place. I think it'll depend on our merciful God. See if he'll.
Yeah.
I think he will definitely, assuming that mine is the correct,
Right.
or that the God I know is the correct one. I think he will not condemn her for not growing up in the right place. I think he will have mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll have mercy on people that are good in their heart, not just.
Yeah. Is it possible that maybe we're all just really mistaken, and that even like you're doing what you believe to be true, and what you believe is going to get you into heaven, and they're doing what they think they need to do? Is it possible that we could all be wrong, and he's actually not merciful at all? Like, he's very, well, you should have read this book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do we know that our steps to getting, or to be saved, or to be reincarnated, or whatever the process is, how do we know that is what needs to be done? Could we be completely wrong? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I think there's some things that we could be wrong with.
Yeah.
But I think it boils down to being good at heart.
Yeah.
You may not be going to church every day or every service. You may not be offering what you're supposed to offer, or you may not be completely good all the time. But I feel like if in your heart you attempt, and he knows that you've tried your hardest, I think he will be merciful.
I gotcha. Do you think it's like, how do I say this? Do you think that even if you're wrong, but you're a good person, that it's worth something, even if those aren't the right steps?
Yeah.
But I mean, at least you were good, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Even though, like, let's say that we were, we thought we were supposed to do this, but we were actually supposed to do something else, and we got it wrong. but it's still,
But if your heart was in the right place
still-
while you were doing this,
Yeah.
I think you will be spared,
I got
even
what
though
you're
it
saying.
was the wrong step.
Okay. No, when you said you were 80% confident, but then you kind of mentioned that you're only 80% because you may not be able to communicate it well. Are you saying that you are 100% in your faith, but you're
Yes.
80% in like
And being
communicating
able to
it?
express it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, I'll change that to 100 because I feel like, yeah, the question I was asking is like how confident you are that it's true.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then yeah, it's
Yeah. Okay.
But I've gone to a Baptist service before. I've accompanied friends to Catholic service.
Yeah.
And I attempt to listen, but because I have a certain
Yeah.
I feel in my faith I've been taught the correct way. I hear them,
Mhm.
but it doesn't change me.
Yeah. Do you think that if you are 100% in what you've been raised with, that could possibly prevent you from finding out the truth? Like, if, let's say, it wasn't this type of like Baptist maybe got it wrong and it was actually the Methodist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If you're 100% with whatever you were raised with, do you think if you were being 100% and not really trying to hear other people out, do you think that could possibly block you from finding out the truth? If there was a way? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think it would. It just depends on you. Would I
Yeah.
want to be proven wrong? I don't think I would want to. But if they were to prove me that my faith is wrong,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm so 100% about mine,
Mhm.
that even though it may be wrong, I feel like as long as I'm good at heart and my intentions are good with,
Yeah.
a stranger as with me,
Yeah.
I feel like I will still be spared.
Yeah. That's interesting. So I think you asked a question. You asked a question. Even if they prove me wrong, I wouldn't necessarily like or want that. Are you saying? And I'm just going to repeat just let me know if I'm not getting it right. Are you saying that if you were wrong, you wouldn't want to know it? Is that what you're saying?
I would want to know it, but I don't think it would change my faith.
Interesting. So it's possible that there are people right now that could know that they're mistaken, but
But that
they
is all they
don't.
know.
But they wouldn't change their mind anyway.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, my friends have tried, I've been invited to Catholic services and baptisms of babies, and I just don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that, and they try to show me a book of I don't know what. And
Yeah.
to them, that's the truth. That's
Right.
their hard truth. They're showing me, but to me, it's still not. So could it be true? I don't know. They may be, but that still didn't change me
Yeah.
because I'm so 100% about my faith.
I think I understand what you're saying as far as like that's what they believe and that's what I believe. But I guess my question, I'll rephrase it better. If
If I was proven.
if it was absolutely like that is the truth, would you want to know that? Like, would you accept it or would you have trouble?
I would want
You know what I
to
mean?
know it, but
Yeah.
I don't think it would change.
So do you feel like maybe whatever the truth is, it's not as important as what you've been brought up to believe?
Yes.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I have no more questions. Thank you
Sure?
so much. Yeah. I went way over 5 minutes.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I like talking about it.
Yeah, cool. I have a card just because I actually like to have follow-up discussions. A lot of times, like, we cover a lot of ground and, a lot of people like to think about the conversations, but they ended up wanting to I have people who walk by and say, oh, let's have a second interview. So I made little cards if you ever wanted to reach out and have a second discussion.
Yeah, that's
So.
cool. So what do you do?
I just have random people. I just ask them what they believe, and then ask questions to kind of uncover why they believe it, and then like I just did right now, I kind of maybe looked at the method in which they used to be confident that they're correct, and discuss like how how we know. Just it's like asking Socratic questions, if this then that, or stuff like that. So a lot of people really enjoy the talk because they're able to just freely express whatever it is, and it's a little hobby I have.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Have a good day.
Yeah, have a good day.